Hello, good morning mga katribu. It's another Wednesday and we are here for, that means it's time for another straight talk show where we will tackle the most pressing issues of the day. I'm your host, Chito Lozada.
And I'm Teddy Montelibano. Today we talk about the economy, where we're headed, what challenges remain, and what opportunities lie ahead. A guest.
So our guest is the internal economist of SM Investments Corporation, a data-driven expert shaping one of the country's largest conglomerates.
He is known for his insights on inclusive growth, digital innovation, and market resilience.
Please welcome Mr. Robert Dan Roces. Sir, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
It's my
Morning.
pleasure, sir. Yung mga idol ko
Good morning, Dan.
na nung bata pa ako.
Thank you very much for
Then
giving us
before we
time.
start the program, can we have a moment of silence for our
Yes.
colleague, Manny Angeles, who passed away several days ago. So, okay. So,
Yes.
Dan.
Okay. Maybe we
Glad
should
you're
start
here.
with
Thank you.
okay. Do you get the sense that the country or the economy is in good hands? I'm referring to Lozada, especially. Listening to him, did you?
Yeah.
If you listened to him, or at least
did.
if you read
I did.
what came out of it, no, the reports. Did you get the sense that the country and the economy is in good hands with President Marcos at the helm at this point in time?
Okay, well, his silence in terms of reforms that he once made in the economy was actually very telling. No? Telling in the sense that, why fix something that's not broken? And I'm saying that with the data that we're seeing, we're still there. The economy is still growing, although it's not growing as fast as we would like to, but that's a vestige of, the recovery stuff that's been going on after the pandemic. No? And a lot of that has to do with external events. No? I'm talking about, the trade wars that's happening, you have geopolitical events taking place. So it's mostly that. But internally, I can say, with confidence, and the data supports that the economy is still in good hands. At least as far as the economy is concerned. And we've been growing since, not even during this administration, before this administration and the administration before that. So we were on that path to recovery. It has slowed down, admittedly, because of the lockdowns. But what we are seeing is that, it's still recovering. We're still in positive growth territory after the pandemic. It's slower, but again, that has something to do with external dynamics, mostly. And it's not really, internal problems that we face. So that's why I said earlier, the silence in terms of economic reforms is telling us a lot. And it's saying to us that the economy is in good shape.
That's great.
But the trajectory seems to be slowing.
The trajectory is slowing. It's not only us. I think most, if we compare with our other peers as well, that's the strategy of the other country. So we're stuck with that 19%, which to me I think is a good number. It's not ideal, but it's better for us rather than getting something at 20, greater than 20.
But then, in exchange for the 90%, you shave it off only by 1%, no? 20 usually. But in return, are we supposed to open our markets for U.S. trade imports. I don't know at this point in time. I'm hearing some farm commodities,
commodities.
agriculture commodities, and automobiles. I would imagine, but
AI.
how is that? Is that a fair exchange for 90%?
For 19%, I would say yes. It would have been unfair if we had an export-driven economy that's geared towards the U.S. We don't.
You don't.
We don't.
But isn't that most of our exports are the export market? Our export market, America is one of the biggest.
One of our biggest trading partners, but in terms of per GDP contribution to the economy, our exports to the U.S. is actually not that big. It could be bigger. We don't really produce stuff as much as China does,
Yeah.
which will go to the U.S. market in the
Vietnam.
end. No, we don't have that. No, so we are an import-driven economy at the moment because we are consumption-driven. We're 70% consumption if you look at the GDP. No? So that's very big. No? But on the other hand, import dependence will not be very good for us in the long run. No? So I think this is a clear call for us to develop our exports sector as well. No? And also an opportunity for us to look at other or diversifying our trade partners, no? Not just with the U.S. No? So it's actually more of an opportunity for us, no? to look inside internally, reassess where our strategies are, and see where we're not really growing exponentially in terms of the export side.
But I think we're on the right track. I mean,
We are.
We've heard of late that the country government has been going to discussions with other countries for a free trade arrangement.
Right. Yeah.
Israel yesterday,
EU.
EU,
Yes.
and others.
Another.
I don't know what. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
EU especially.
Yes.
And rather Dubai.
Dubai as well. Yes.
Yes, the
UAE.
Middle East.
Yes.
Yeah, quite good. I mean,
Yeah.
So they're not.
Yeah, but what goes hand in hand with that, and there's a high correlation with it, is the development of infrastructure.
Yes.
Investors will always respond to the
That's the
infrastructure
thing.
side. No? So what we lack is actually that. No? Thailand has a very good infrastructure in terms of the logistics side. As we did, but sadly it got eaten away by other developments. So I think we have to be able to develop that, at least the ability to transport goods. Seafaring is still the best avenue to do that. No? So what we have to do is to be able to connect all these manufacturing sides, or at least to show to foreign investors that, hey, we have this very good port system. No? So,
Yes.
so if we are able to do that, they will see physically that there's not going to be any delays. Because right now we're, especially in Manila, no? I'm sure you've seen the traffic going to the port area.
Yeah, grabe.
So the trucks are jostling with the private cars. That shouldn't be the case, because that's logistics in itself. No? So you also need those railways to transport goods more efficiently, from point to point. No? So those, we need that infrastructure development as well.
You are saying that the priorities were eaten away by other developments. Can you state what?
No, but what I meant was that there were moves towards China because labor was cheaper there, no? And that country was able to develop their logistics very quickly because they were direct trade partner of the major market, which is the U.S. So what happened to us was that our manufacturing side actually co-located or moved to China. No? And after that, we remained stagnant. No? We were able to attract them as well when we could have. No? I mean, case in point is India. India, even though they lost a lot of their foreign investors to China, or at least the factories there, they were able to keep their industries afloat. No? Because there were still some satellite manufacturing hubs there. No? So we did have that, no, but the strategy shifted from survival to attracting more sunrise industries. What should have happened was actually to attract those sunrise industries and then develop another sector to attract back all the other industries that we had before.
Yeah.
Yeah. The focus of the SONA was on the budget. Primarily, one of the focus of the SONA is on the budget.
Okay.
Do you think the message is there to encourage more investments?
Most of the, I think that if I'm reading the budget right, it's mostly to pay off our debts. That's one. Which is always the case.
So we're
It's
not
there.
investing enough on
We're not
infra.
investing enough in terms of infra, but the spirit in terms of allocating a lot for education is a good start as well. The budget is back in terms of developing the education side. And I think we have a very nice education department at the moment who are more progressive.
Well, what do we education?
The education
I think
department,
Sani Angara, you mean?
Sanangara and
I
these
think it's
people,
better. It's a lot better.
it's a lot better and
Oh,
they're,
yes.
they're more responsive.
1,000. 1,000.
Better than
better.
Sarah.
Sorry. Oh, Sani. Sani naman is really, and
Yes.
Andrea's tradition is the son of, Pecha.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Angara.
Yeah.
UP president.
But their ideas are really more progressive now. I mean, including AI in the curriculum rather than they're getting ahead of the regulation of AI. No, and I think that's a very good approach. No, so they are more attuned with the times, and they're supported by the budget, and they want to improve the classrooms and
Yes.
all the other stuff.
So then,
Was it corrected? Was it rectified? Sorry, commercial break.
we are going on the commercial break, so we'll be back.
Okay.
Was it rectified? Because
And this break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingmi Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito Lozada and Montelibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Ready for the hot takes on today's biggest issues? Hot Patatas with Vernon Velasco and Carl Magadia delivers the news that matters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Tune in live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok, where the real talk happens.
never mind. It's important.
So we're back here on Straight Talk, and we're talking with the
So,
Uh,
yeah.
SMIC.
I guess we're deciding that if we just talk
Roces.
about, if we limited the discussion, economics is not sexy enough. So let's punch in a little bit of a naughty politics. Come on,
Yeah, how do you see the current debate about the budget? Primarily the insertions about, well,
in the first place,
that would happen again.
are insertions really, are they really bad?
Yeah,
that's
it's
a-
not really. It's
that could
actually
be a good question.
Insertion as a term is bad because it can be used politically. No, but what is really meant by insertion is reallocation. So, of course, so you're limited to a finite amount, right? So
Cannot change it.
it cannot change. No, it's a zero-sum budget. So what happens is if you allocate it to another area, there's something that has to give. No? So you're exchanging something. No? So I don't think it's the attack on that can be more political rather than.
Okay.
yeah.
So it cannot be bad. But what makes it bad?
What makes it bad is when you are favoring a certain sector over the traditional sector that actually needs it. For example, you need it from education.
From
That
education.
happened in the past. Not necessarily this administration, but you saw it. The budget for education was actually, I think, diluted a bit.
Yes.
In
a bit.
favor of
Major, man.
in favor of defense, right?
In
So
favor of defense or public works?
and public works as well. Yeah, yeah. So that happens. Those things happen. No? But the amount itself is actually intact. No? So it's not like you're adding something, no, in order for some people to be able to pocket it. No? That's not the case. It's very hard to. It's not like it's a bank account. It's not a bank account.
That's precisely what you're saying. The insertions done by, I don't know if I should mention the name, but yeah, something like close to 150 billion. Then it went to infrastructure, which a big portion of it went to flood control projects. And why flood control projects? Because, well, articles have been written about it, explaining that if you want to make money, go to flood control projects. It's very difficult to find out, how to decipher. Kasi may mga layering, may mga budget layering, may mga, I don't know, so many
And it's
terms.
not too
that-
visible. Right?
Yeah.
And,
So-
and it's very difficult as well to adjust.
Then what happened here was that we were talking about somebody who found himself in. Anyway, but this is already not economics.
Well, it affects the economy. For every we have if we have losses in terms of infrastructure because of flooding as well.
Especially if the flood control projects, that were funds that were inserted into the budget that went into flood control projects that never existed. That's why the president was incensed. I'm sure that he's the president.
Yes.
He has the best possible intelligence. Di ba?
But you have to understand
So-
the way the budget call works is that they ask for how much those departments need. I think right now, I'm not sure, but in my time it wasn't really. It was at the executive level. No? Right now, I think it's down to the barangay level.
Yes.
It's because of the Mandanas ruling. Mandanas ruling says that the power of the purse lies with the local government. So what happens now is that they do budget calls from the barangay level, and then they elevate it up to the, probably the regional head.
Sounds
that
more complicated.
it's more complicated, but it's supposed to be more inclusive.
Yes.
No, and more
In terms of
developmental,
inclusivity, yeah.
because you will know what you need
Kung
in your
anong kailangan
particular
nila sa
district.
baba.
Yeah, not
Yes,
just
no, when you make- when
the
you
national
drop.
government telling you this is how much you need, but you don't really need that. No? And that's where corruption happens. No?
Yes.
That's where the
When it's
tit-
top,
tit
the top
happens.
determining.
Yeah.
in
So,
terms-
so right now it's bottom up. No? Ideally, it should be able to solve the problem of down to the barangay level. Ideally. So the power of the purse is actually not with Congress. It's actually with the local government. And then they elevate that.
It's really a project with the Congress is the one that
They will approve it. They're
Yeah,
the
they-
one
they
who's going to
approve it.
ratify it. Yeah. Yeah, but you have your representatives there. You have, who will ratify that. The Senate version actually goes into votes as well. No? And if you notice, all the insertion issues actually happen after the budget has been passed.
which is wrong.
Which is wrong, right?
That's the thing
Yeah,
that's wrong.
yeah.
So Dan,
Kasi parang-
we have a question here from our viewer. So what's the impact of taxing savings? Could it discourage banking? And how can banks,
BDO still
including
promote saving.
BDO, still promote saving?
Yeah, well, saving has always been a problem in the Philippines. I think we have one of the lowest savings rate. No,
Really?
it's not necessary. We're not necessarily investors as well.
So
no?
people in the Philippines don't really save.
Well, they do, no, but we're limited to that because of access to and understanding as well of financial instruments. No? So that's why, for example, in BDO, we have a lot of instruments that we have for the investor and for the beginning investor as well. So it's difficult, to advertise it or to promote it because it will just be, it might go over the heads of most people.
Well,
no?
maybe also
But-
people, if in terms of investment, people are afraid if they don't understand.
Yes,
Even
that's
even
true.
if you have spare money, but it's always the fear that I might lose this.
That's true.
Give
That's
it
true.
back. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
That's an
So
overall-
Yeah.
I think that there should be education plus security.
It should be taught.
Should be-
I mean, it's not as risky as we think.
Yeah,
no? I mean,
that's how it should
if you don't like stocks is the riskiest. Savings is the less riskiest, but it gives you the lowest return.
Yeah, lowest
The
return.
middle is bonds. No, so some people would rather go to retail bonds, institutional bonds. If you approach, I'm sure our branches in BDO will be very happy to, hindi naman teach, no? We don't really teach, no? But you,
To educate, to enlighten you. or something.
they can enlighten you. That they can explain it to you in such a way that you will understand it. Actually, it's a very good investment as well. Investing is akin to saving. No?
Yes, yes.
It's actually giving you better returns. So our idea right now, yung alkansya kasi. The alkansya metaphor is always there. No, that when you save, that's always it always has to be physical. No? So what we are doing, especially in BDO, is to take that alkansya into the digital space as well. No, you can do it at the comfort of your home, but the caveat is that you have to understand what
You
you're
have to
doing.
understand,
No?
of course.
Especially yung bonds. No? If you're comfortable enough with bonds, you can graduate towards investing in equities. No? So BDO is a good facility for that as well.
About this Dan, about this SEMAP law, in your interpretation or in the way you
Taxes.
understand it, is it really the savings that will be
No, it's not. It's not. It's the capital gains. No?
capital gain?
Capital gains, and it has always been taxed as well.
Yeah, it's okay.
Parang tariff lang yan eh.
Okay, if you have land and then you sell land, just capital gains there.
Yes, there's
And
capital
how much
gains
is
there. It has always been taxed, so the tax is very minimal. And the adjustment is 2%, I think. No?
Interest
Also,
on
So they're going to
bank
increase
deposits.
the other one is the earnings from investments, which includes, of course, if you cash out your equity, you will be taxed. And that has always been there as well. No? So right now, it's better, I think, because at least that's revenue for the government. No? Kasi we can complain all we want about government, but if they don't have the money from taxes, there's nothing that's going to prevent them from looking for other sources as well. No? So they're offering bonds. No? So I think if you invest in bonds, that's the way to offset the taxes from other government initiatives because that's offered by the government. And it's really safe because the government prints the money. No? So the bonds that the government offers that you can get via secondary market, like in BDO, no? That's actually part of why finance is interesting, why it's not as scary, but there are offsets within the financial system that you can look at if you're really, if you're really sour about getting taxed. So yeah, the offsets lang. But you're right, sir. Like what Teddy said, it's lack of financial education that could be hampering people from,
confidence.
Yeah. Because it's risky. Savings is also
Hey,
risky.
you're parting with money, so
Yeah.
it's always
Especially now no, with the digital transfer, minsan parang magkamali ka na number. Patay, hindi tumawid.
happened to me already one time.
Yeah, pero so
Buti na lang
diba?
bangko ko video.
Good for you, sir.
Buti pa rin.
To
No, I've been with your bank for the longest time.
Yeah.
Long
Good.
time. So I know people there also.
So it's not the it's not the same. It's always that that kind of a thinking, that the savings are being taxed. And
Yeah. And it's very good. It's very good political copy.
Do you think,
if you will.
Recto, Secretary Recto was able to explain it well?
I don't think it was kasi
so.
hindi, tsaka history is against him kasi he put that VAT in place. But on the other side, kasi parang everybody doesn't want tax, but we want government to work. Well, how will government do that if we're not taxed, right? That is the beauty. That is the system of that's a working system.
Yeah, okay, that's the thing again. It's the communication, especially
It's the communication.
BBM, for
I
instance.
agree.
President Marcos. What a speech, okay? So he gave a speech. Ang dami palang maganda. So why is it that? Why is it that? Parang it seems that this is the first time we're hearing about it. So there's really a problem with communication. I think.
It's communication. I think it has to be more communicated well.
Just like the banks. I mean, you're very esoteric. I mean, banking, finance, economics. But you know, if
You put it
people
down
should
to
know,
the
people should
level of,
understand that
People should understand this.
we won't be able to function
state
without
level.
this.
Right, and
So-
that goes as well with the national budget. No?
Correct.
You
Yeah.
have to.
People should understand what the
Yeah,
national
mahirap
budget
yung
is.
aangal ka lang sa national budget, but you don't really know how it works. Or at least make an understanding of where it's coming from. The documents are public anyway, no? So,
And
at least if you get angry about it, you have a basis for it.
you have an
right?
intelligent basis for getting
An
ink.
intelligent, and they're explaining, I think 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, it was in Tagalog pa eh.
Which the budget?
The budget, no, I mean the flow chart of explaining how it works.
Anyway.
How it works.
They always make that effort on the DBM. So, kaya minsan, when you hear people complaining about it, my first question will always be, do you understand the budget?
Yeah.
If you do, I will listen to you. No, but if you don't, if you're just, getting your
Getting the
information
information
from
Provisionally.
other
From
trolls
social
or from
media.
other people, medyo mahirap.
Because they have their own
Mahirap
biases, and so I mean, you
Right,
should
there's
know.
a lot of bias.
You should know, yeah. And such as is a data-driven approach, which I always advocate.
At this point in time, Dan, can we ask, what should the president or the economic managers should watch out for in
Well-
terms of the economy? What's out there that we need to look at, study, and be wary about? And
We have to watch out for the opportunities that are arising because of this shifting world order.
okay, what is
What I mean by that is
can you illustrate?
there are some companies that might co-locate out of China because they will get tariffed if they proceed with their trade with the US.
Hasn't China settled with the United States for an acceptable?
At the moment, pero the threat will always be there, and that's uncertainty. Investors do not like uncertainty. We have to recognize that risk as well. So we have to be an attractive destination. Because in GDP it's 70% consumption. That is sustainable in the long run. But what we really need is also FDI, manufacturing.
Yes.
The reason why we had a very good economy before the 90s was because of our manufacturing base.
That's
And it's
where
not
jobs
because
come from.
it's not because of political events locally. It's more because of globalization. When China opened its
In terms of
borders,
what?
globalization.
Globalization.
Yeah, because when China opened their borders, now a lot of people found it cheaper
Yeah.
to do their products there. So
No, that's precisely the tax. So
yeah.
now that
So,
Yeah.
if we get more investors, taxes will go down because the government will have other sources of income.
Taxes will go down. Huh?
Well, relatively,
let's discuss that
it's
then
going to be flat.
when we get back
Again?
to the program. Yeah. We're having a commercial break.
okay, that's kind of
And this break is brought to you by Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Usapang OFW is the show that honors the journeys of our modern-day heroes, our OFWs. Join Chingmi Fernandez, John Dodson, and Rafi Ayang every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. to hear the real stories behind the sacrifices. Watch it live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Want to hear from thought leaders shaping our world? Straight Talk with Chito Lozada and Montelibano dives into leadership, politics, and business every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Catch conversation live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok.
Ready for the hot takes on today's biggest issues? Hot Patatas with Vernon Velasco and Carl Magadia delivers the news that matters. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Tune in live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune now on YouTube, and Daily Tribune Official on TikTok, where the real talk happens.
we're back here on Straight Talk. So we were asking Dan about the correlation between taxes and investments.
Yeah.
He said that when investments come flowing in, there might be lower, the taxes might actually come down.
Yeah, you have to understand how government works, you know. In order for the government to function, they need inflows. You can only get inflows from taxes, no, and other such investments, no, it's done by the business.
Investments.
But you know, if you get more investors here, foreign direct investments, those well, the incentive right now is lower taxes for them. No? But there are taxes still. No? They will still be taxed. Even the logistics will be there as with other countries. No, but our attraction could probably be because we are located in the middle of. We are in a strategic location in the middle of Asia. We are an archipelagic nation, so we can develop a lot of ports there, no? Which could be very near where the manufacturing sites will be, no? And that will, you know, keep the economy going around because at least you have this capital formation going on. People get employed, they have wages, they spend it, which is also good for consumption, private consumption, which is the engine of the economy, and that flows back to production. So that's the circular economy, basic diagram in economics. So if that happens, you know, somewhere along the line, government will step in, and they will reap the benefits of that as well. No? So if they're getting enough from the investments, taxes will technically be lower because, you know, inflation goes up. So if inflation is higher and your taxes aren't really compensating for that, technically you have lower income taxes, right?
Is that how it is?
Because they don't need more taxes coming from the individual. We have VAT naman eh.
Yeah, okay.
So if you have more employment because of that, you're consuming more, the VAT intake will also be higher. So
But that also affects us because we pay the VAT.
we paid the VAT, no? But at least, you know, with inflation control, you have cheaper goods coming in because manufacturing is here, no? And people have more employment. That's actually good in the long run.
Okay.
The bottom line, yeah.
The other question that we wanted to ask was, what are you saying that the economy is basically okay?
It's okay, but it could be better.
It could be better, okay. But
could
so
be better.
at this point, you don't want to be lulled, you know, because, well, we want to be ready for and anticipate what's out there that, you know, that might be lurking, that would grab us by the coattails, and then how do we get ready for that? What should the economic managers anticipate?
Okay, we should anticipate first and
Look out for
foremost
there.
AI.
I'm sorry?
AI.
AI,
So
okay.
AI will come for some of the jobs, but it will not totally replace.
How soon?
We don't know.
Tomorrow.
Well, see, it's exponential in growth, no?
Sure.
But you need the human element as well, no? So what you have to be able to do is to, you know, retool yourself. In order to be
upskilling,
able to anticipate the usage of AI and not be left behind. No? So that's one. Second is, you know, all these geopolitical risks that we're seeing. Right now,
Geopolitical
it's geopolitical risks. No, so right now it's all posturing between China and the U.S., but we don't know.
But if China attacks Taiwan, you know,
So that's
and then
a larger war for
U.S.
us.
gets into the fray,
Yes.
what happens to us?
Yeah, we get affected by it as well.
Oh, very much so.
Very much
Good
so
year.
because we don't have a manufacturing base.
We have EDCA.
We have EDCA, but that's,
We have
you know,
EDCA bases.
where is the expenditure
How do we
coming from?
earn?
So it's more on defense now. So if we had that manufacturing base, we could be, that's actually leverage for us. One is, at least we have that manufacturing base. It can be redirected
Ammunitions.
towards internal consumption. And, you know, foreign powers will be compelled to protect us because probably some of their industries will be there. Some of their manufacturing assets will, if we had that. No? Right now, we don't have that leverage. So that's something that we have to watch out for. No?
Okay.
But the most important thing that we have to watch out for are the opportunities that will come up from this new world order
Like,
coming up. No, like one is manufacturing co-location.
Communication.
And the importance of more trade relations. No? Right now, that's the near term stuff that we have to watch out for.
Okay.
Trade relations. These are the free trade agreements.
Yes,
that we're
internally we're okay, but what we need is trade relations so that people will set up shop here, and that's what we want. No, FDI is better than.
Well,
How about politics? Would that play,
I was about to ask that.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to affect the economy? If we have like an unstable economy,
If we have a
they say we have a
stewardship,
constitutional crisis. They
yeah,
insist. The Supreme Court says, no, you cannot hold impeachment court trial now.
Not-
It has to be 1 year, and because they're imposing all of these ridiculous suggestions, di ba, to so-
well, that's
yeah, of course,
that's a black swan event.
but then the Senate says, no, we want to start. We
That's
want
a
to
black
tackle
swan
the
event. Yeah,
So
constitutional crisis is not
despite
good.
the recommendation, despite the ruling of the Supreme Court that no, Congress first or the prosecutor. So there's going to be a constitutional crisis. Wouldn't the economy be a little bit,
Well,
jarred or something?
If it affects our ability to manage prices, if it affects our ability to spend, then I think that will affect the economy.
But
The thing is, through the years, I think people are more insulated with the political events.
Getting used to-
Yeah,
used
because
to
the last
the-
time I saw the stock market move was during
chaos.
Gloria's time, GMA's time.
during the
During the the Oakwood mutiny.
the what?
The Oakwood
Oakwood phase, yes.
That was the last time that I saw the stock market move, and it was only because it was in front of the stock market when it took place. The following day, the PSEI actually went up.
So we're a little bit
Yeah.
manhid na.
Yeah, I think we are. I think that's part and
Which
parcel
is
of our.
good then,
Which is
in
good,
that
yeah,
aspect.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to what you were saying again. No, if we are to attract investors, we have to let them know that whatever happens in our political space, just internal, is not going to affect your investments. It's all about communication. That's
Correct, yeah.
what
I think
happens in
first-
Thailand,
sorry,
right?
yeah.
Thailand. Yeah.
They're insulated na about when it comes to somebody doing a junta and then you have another prime
Yeah,
minister.
that's
It
worse.
does not affect their economy.
I remember my first trip to Thailand. I got a panic. I almost panicked kasi at night I heard, woo!
The center of
Sa Muslim countries, oh my God, may coup na
military
naman.
takeover.
Kasi it was coup after coup after coup. di ba?
But it's confined, no, to just to
To
their
the
government.
capital, I think.
Yeah,
And actually, Thailand is doing better than us.
Sus, my goodness.
because
Yeah.
all of our manufacturing base went there. Because
No, what do you mean?
because
All
they
our
showcased-
manufacturing base went there.
because they showcase their logistical capacity. When you travel around Thailand, you don't see the trucks because they have their own flyovers. They have their own skyway.
But it took a while.
It took a while, yes, but they were
first time I-
priming for that. They were actually.
So they have good.
It was part of the national
They
plan.
have good plan. They have good.
I think it's planning, no. So that's how can you manage a business if you don't plan? No? So what we have, and we have very good plans. Our medium-term development plan has been there for 30 years. It's always been medium-term.
Medium term.
Yeah.
30 years.
So every new administration changes the MTDP. No? What we need is continuity.
That's true.
What we need is continuity. And what I saw
always,
in the NED, the document, DevDev now, is they're continuing some of the programs formulated by, I think,
Marcos days.
Carl Chua. No?
Carl Chua.
So they're continuing that.
Car is now
also.
with the private sector. No?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's with Ayala.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good step. No, at least the medium-term development is intact. It did not need a new revamp because every year in the past,
So
every
cars,
time there's a
every
new president, there's a new
administration,
MTDP.
gulo.
Yun nga. So
Diba,
what we
how
need
many
is continuity. No,
Yeah.
and how can you?
What's the guarantee that it will, after Marcos, it will,
I think now there's more of a guarantee because the DepDev was elevated into a cabinet position.
Ah, okay.
So that should that should guarantee continuity. No?
What's that?
Continuity.
The
Dep-
NEDA is
NEDA.
from
Cabinet.
Cabinet.
position.
It's cabinet
Actually, it always
level.
been cabinet.
It was not. It was not. So right now it's more cabinet level.
more
So
of a,
that should ensure continuity at least, no, in theory.
economic and-
No? So you need plan, you need data. I mean, in 10 years time, ano ba gusto natin mangyari sa Pilipinas? No?
What?
That should be the,
Yes.
regardless
What
of who the president will
what
be.
do you want? What do you want? How do you want to? How do you want to see the country in a decade's time?
In decades time, I
For you.
think, well, we should have that manufacturing base back.
Wala, no?
Wala. And also, agriculture is more supported.
it's true.
We need we're an agricultural economy.
Exactly.
No? So we're veering away from that.
But there have been good moves, no? I hear that MVP has this huge
Which is a good
agriculture.
start.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good start. No? So,
I think people should go. Agriculture should be made sexy,
Sexy.
again for the youth. I mean, what are the youth doing?
yeah.
You know, I mean, Bacolod, but again, I see more and more. I see younger people going in Bacolod, for instance,
Yes.
going back
It's
to the farms,
important, yes.
but doing innovation.
And there's a correlation to it. When we saw food prices actually begin to skyrocket, was because our output was lower. So that means di na mataas yung natin, agriculture base.
Look at this. The president making food security a priority in an agricultural country.
Yes, yeah,
Look at how ridiculous it is.
right, yeah,
And then, are we food secure now?
yeah.
After
We're not, we're not.
3 years after since he assumed
But
power.
at least there's that, there's that thrust
That,
already.
that will.
That will.
Yeah, I think the next guest should be
So-
somebody from the agriculture.
Yeah.
I think you want to find out, are we secure in terms of food security?
I don't think we are because we
We
import a lot of food. We're
imported.
importing rice.
Rice.
The reason why rice prices went down was because we imported a lot of rice, which we can produce, and which we taught the scientists abroad how to do.
So, Dan, can we have your parting words we're ending the program?
Tapos ang jump session with
What's the party? Well, whatever. Thank you for having SM over. No, we're really. It's really our pleasure to converse with you.
It's our honor.
The personal pleasure is actually to meet my idols.
Personal
Well,
pleasure for
writing.
me to talk to the Economist for the first time was not stiff.
Yeah.
Not Steph. Thank you.
This guy also writes. He was part of the CGP.
It's CGP. So you're also a journalist.
Before, yeah.
Which is great. Yeah, it's a good combination. My father asked me, why don't you? I said, I want to take up English and philosophy in college.
Wow.
So what's that? Can you make 1 centavo out of that? I don't care. Why don't you take a business something? I took up economics.
Okay.
Because of Marx, no. Dialectic.
Yeah,
Dialectical materialism. No. But really.
Yeah.
So that's all for now, folks. Mga katribu. Thanks for joining us on as we unpacked key economic issues with Mr. Robert Dan Roces.
We hope his insights help make sense of where the Philippine economy is headed and how, well, first of all, where we are now, and where we're headed, and how we can all move forward smarter.
If you missed any part of this program, you can still catch the replay on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. I'm Chito Lozada.
And I'm Teddy Montelibano. Stay sharp, stay updated, and see you next time on Straight Talk.
Thank you very much.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat mga katribo at sa mga taga-subaybay natin sa Daily Tribune. Nandito po ulit ang inyong lingkod. Ako po si Manong Josel Dariaga para sagutin ang inyong mga katanungan. May tanong ang isang netizen sa atin, Manong Joe, sinasadya ba ng Meralco na pababain ang presyo ng kuryente tuwing tag-ulan at malamig ang panahon? Napakagandang tanong, pero ang sagot ko po dyan ay hindi po ito sinasadya ng Meralco. Ang paniwanag po dyan ay simple lang. Ang cooling appliances tulad ng aircon, electric fan at refrigerator ay madalas may pinakamalaking contribution sa monthly bill po natin sa bahay. Kapag tag-ulan, mas malamig ang panahon. Mas madali para sa mga cooling appliances na maabot at panatilihin ang sinet nating temperature dahil malamig na rin ang paligid. Nababawasan din ang oras ng paggamit natin, lalo ng aircon. Minsan, hindi na kailangan buksan ang aircon natin dahil electric fan lang, sapat na at komportable na tayo. Ang resulta, mas mababang konsumo ninyo sa kuryente sa inyong bahay, mas bababa ang inyong electricity bill. Ngayon, kapag mas mababa na nga ang konsumo, bumababa din ang overall demand sa power supply. At kapag mababa ang demand, may posibilidad na bumaba na rin ang generation charge, ang pinakamalaking bahagi sa bill ninyo na may malaking epekto sa buong presyo ng kuryente. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, sa mga buwang malamig at maulan, madalas bumababa ang inyong power bill. Hindi dahil sinasadya, kundi dahil sa natural na pagbaba ng inyong konsumo at gayon din ang demand. Patunay dito ang naging paggalaw ng presyo ng kuryente ngayong buwan. Ngayong Hunyo, sa ikalawang sunod na buwan ay bumaba ang rate ng Meralco, halos 11 centavos ang decrease sa presyo ng kuryente dahil sa tapyas ng generation charge. Sana ay naliwanagan ko po kayo sa aking explanation na ito kung bakit mas mababa ang inyong electricity bill tuwing tag-ulan o rainy season. Para sa iba pang mga katanungang Ask Manong Joe uli. Hanggang sa muli mga katribo at sa mga taga-sunod natin sa Daily Tribune.